Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 519. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, Durham's online, excuse me, Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and I invite you to click on that link right there on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page. You can join me on camera, shoot the breeze, say hello, hang out, promote yourself, your business, your special event. All that would be super great. It would also be super great if you'd go ahead, I need some water. You can go ahead and share this out so that more people here in Durham can find out what is happening. So let me put on my specs and move my keyboard. Move all the stuff out the way. Let me grab my little iPad and go to the Word page. That's the government and nonprofit information page. Lots of programs and services there that you might want to read about. So you can go up and down the page, see if you can sign up for something. You might even find a place or two to volunteer at. So go to the Word page by first going to durhamskywriter.com, and then you scroll down or click on the Word page. So let me grab just a couple of items from the Word page. The county libraries, the Durham County Libraries, with today being Tuesday, they're open until 8, and Bragtown closes at 6, though. And then they reopen tomorrow at 9:30, and Bragtown reopens tomorrow at 10. Hey, look who's here. 2 people arrived at the same time. First, let's see, William M. Andrews. Whoa, I guess I missed your first comment. I'm so sorry. William M. Andrews is here saying good afternoon from Durham, North Carolina. And then he says, my favorite phrase of all time, it's a beautiful day in the Bull City. Dave is here. Let me put his comment on. And Dave said, hello, my wonderful YouTube friends. And of course, fist bump, kaboom. And Dave, I'm almost going to be in your neck of the woods in that tomorrow I'm going to Oklahoma, which means I first fly from RDU to Dallas-Fort Worth and then take another flight into Oklahoma. So I'm going to be in your neck of the woods tomorrow. I'm very excited. And then William is saying, I pray for Durham, North Carolina and Durham County, North Carolina. Thank you. I know we all appreciate that, William, because prayer really helps. And you can't say we don't need it because we do. Just say it. Okay. So let me go back here. Let's see. So I was talking about the libraries, told you about the libraries. And let's see what else I can. Oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow is Wednesday. That is when the city starts figuring out who's going to fill this vacancy on the Housing Appeals Board tenant. So if you're interested in filling that spot, then go to the Durham Skywriter, durhamskywriter.com, go to the Word page, scroll down to the city of Durham. You'll see the calendar, and click on that link and see if you're interested, because they do tell you what is expected of you in terms of number of meetings, whether they're in person, online, etc. And after looking at that, you might say, well, I think I might go for this. So they're trying to fill this vacancy. Let the city know by end of day tomorrow that you want to try. Throw your hat in the ring for filling this vacancy on the Housing Appeals Board tenant. All right, now let's check with Durham Tech Small Business Center for you budding entrepreneurs. Let's see. There are some great classes coming up. Now, these are being offered across the state, not just Durham Tech, but it's under Durham Tech. I chose to do it that way. Still scrolling. Oh, my goodness. Oh, here we go. Okay, so, this is going to be a good class. Now, these are one-off classes. They're free. They're on Zoom. They're live. You can ask questions. Video marketing sales. Editing videos. That's going to be tonight from 6 until 7. Click on that link. Go ahead and register for that one. And be ready to take some notes. Here's another class. This one is from 7 until 8 tonight. Navigating LinkedIn, your profile and business page. LinkedIn is also, if you don't already know, it's also a great way to find a job. What some people do, like they'll concentrate on they'll find a company they want to work for or work at, and then they go to LinkedIn and they contact certain personnel that way. And apparently it works for some people, so you might want to learn how to use LinkedIn in a clever way like that. Another thing I need to add about LinkedIn, though, that a lot of people might not be aware of, that now you can live stream on LinkedIn. In fact, I'm live streaming right now on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, and then I think it's under my actual name, though, Patricia A. Murray. And yeah, I am live streaming right now on LinkedIn, and you can actually make comments from LinkedIn as well. So anyway, just letting you know, this class sounds like it should be a really good one. It starts at 7 o'clock this evening. Oh, here's one more. This is interesting. This one will be from 6 until 8 tonight. Video editing with CapCut. I think, hey, Scopey's here. Woo! Hey, Scopey. And then Dave is saying, Scopey! We're all so friendly here. I love it. Love it. So I hope everything went well, Scopey, with the concert in the park on Sunday. I know that was really fun. And I do hope that you got enough volunteers. I know you were looking for volunteers. And let me know whenever you need volunteers again so that I could, post it in the Skywriter and make the announcements here on Bull City Hangout. Okay. Now, CapCut, it says video editing with CapCut. That's at 6 o'clock tonight. I think people use that for short videos like maybe TikTok. I think they use it for TikTok, maybe YouTube Shorts. But I don't know enough about CapCut, so this might be a good class to attend for sure, especially if you're into, because when you have a short period of time, the editing has to be on point. It has to be on point. You could really learn a lot once you get started with video editing. So, yeah. Oh, Scopey, okay. So Scopey's saying the symphony was fantastic. And yes, we had enough volunteers. Excellent, excellent. And we're talking about the Durham Symphony Orchestra. Yes. Awesome. I'm glad it went well. I'm so glad. Wow. Okay. So that is it for Durham text listing. And now I'm going to go. Oh, I met a gentleman from HomeShare. I was at an event at Reed City Network put on by Comunidad de Durham. It was an anti-gun violence forum. And it was this past Saturday. There were students there who did research on how to solve the problem of gun violence. I think it's going to be, some of these ideas are going to be published in the very near future. And I'll let you know, because we all need to find out about that. So I met a gentleman there from HomeShare Durham. Let me tell you what it's all about. So it's like an alternative housing model. The idea started back in the 70s. They say it started back in the 70s, maybe under the term home sharing. But let me tell you what it is first. So homeowners are matched with people who are looking to share their space. So they're looking for people who want to share their homes with people who need a place to live. And also they're trying to connect people who need a place to live. Sometimes you're elderly and sometimes you just can't keep up with the rent. Simple as that. And sometimes all you need is a small space. You don't need that big old house or apartment or whatever. Sometimes they're looking to downsize to the point where they end up, due to loneliness or convenience, sharing a home or with someone by taking over a bedroom. And in some situations, I have to say the gentleman because I'm so bad at names. But anyway, he explained that sometimes it's set up so that when you are sharing the home of someone, you get your own bathroom. And sometimes you're sharing the bathroom with the household. It all depends on what kind of housing the person has. Now, the reason why I'm kind of laughing about it being started in the 70s, when I was a little kid, when my grandmother and great-grandmother, they had a brownstone building, a two-flat. It's old-fashioned term. I think they call them duo. Anyway, They're called two flats back in Chicago. And so it was really typical for people from down south, and I bet immigrants do this too, that they would take in someone from their hometown, someone new to the city, looking for work, school, trying to get, into the groove of living on their own and stuff. And they need a little boost. It's hard to just arrive to a new country or new town, city, whatever, and just hit the ground running, unless you got plenty of money. I'm sure you can do that if you got all kinds of cash. But it's an old, old idea. They used to call them rumors, not RUMOR, but ROOMER. They called them rumors back when I was a kid. And we had a rumor. I shouldn't say we. I mean, my grandmother and great-grandmother had a rumor. His name was Homer. We called him Mr. Homer. He was from Talladega, Alabama, where my grandmother, great-grandmother is from. And he was, again, new, and he rented a room from them until he was able to move out on his own. And I think Miss Louise was a rumor for a while, if not with us, and with someone that we knew. She was also from Talladega. Then she became a hairstylist and was able to, when she started her business, to make enough money to go off on her own. So this is really an old idea. There's nothing new. And I'll bet you immigrants do the same thing. I'm sure they do. And I'm sure people who are from other races, I'll bet they do it too. People from, their hometown. Anyway, Home Share Durham, that's what they do. They put people together, people who are offering a space and people who need a space. So they have, of course, certain standards and certain rules, of course. You don't want just anybody in your house. So I do have their information, their phone number, and the website, so you can read all about it. Their office is downtown in, what's that big church? Right across from Truist Bank. Duke Memorial Church. And it's right there on Chapel Hill Road, downtown, across the street from Truist Bank. So you probably know what I'm talking about. It's a great idea, especially nowadays where some people are can't find places lower than like $1,000. I don't think I would have made it on my own, because I never made that much money as a working adult, but that's an awful lot of money. So home share might be something that you might want to look into, if not for yourself, then maybe for someone you know who's struggling, or maybe someone who wants to downsize, or maybe someone who wants to help others by opening their home to someone who has been didn't mean to use your name like that, Scopey. Someone who has been looked into, vetted, so to speak. So Home Share Durham is something that you might want to check out. Alrighty, now let me scroll all the way down to... Oh wait, let me see if Legal Aid NC has any workshops. Let's see. Today's the 19th. Okay, their next workshop is... Today, okay, wow, glad I checked. Legal Aid of North Carolina, they have these webinars. They're great. I think they're on Zoom, but they're online in any case, but they're really good. They last for a couple of hours. They're free, and they talk about different topics. So today, they will have a tenant rights, listen and learn is the name of the series. Tenant rights, listen and learn. That's going to be today from 2:30 until 4:30. Learn about your rights and obligations as a residential tenant, how to contact Legal Aid for help, how to get emergency rent assistance, and also what to expect from the court process if it comes to that. But yeah, being a good tenant is so important. Of course, being a good landlord is important too. But you need to also learn about your rights. Because some people, for example, I learned this when I was a young person living in an apartment back in Chicago. When your landlord doesn't do you right, like they don't make those, like you've been complaining over and over about certain things that need to be fixed, that need to be repaired or replaced, and the landlord simply doesn't bother, And then sometimes the tenant makes the mistake thinking that's what people do, and they withhold their rent for the next month because they're trying to force the landlord to listen to them and to do what needs to be done. That's not the way to do it. You can find yourself on the street if you do that. You do not withhold your rent. You've signed a lease. You have to uphold the, unless you're living month to month, that's different. But yeah, find out what you have to do by attending this class, because withholding rent is something that can get you into a world of trouble. I'm just saying. So that's going to be today, 2:30 until 4:30. All right. Now let's see if I can get down to score. Score. Service Corps of Retired Executives. They have mentors, they have classes, they want to help people who want to start their own businesses. And also people who've already started their business. They might turn around and realize, ooh, I'm a little, I need more information on being a good boss, a hiring process, what to do about bad customers, how to price my products, my services, etc. So they have all these different classes. Most of them are free. Every now and then they might have to charge a little something, but for the most part they're free. So let's see if they have anything going on today. Let's see. They do. Okay, so today, SCORE will have a free class online on Zoom at 1 o'clock. So you might want to sign up right now. So this class is Amplify Your Brand, Creating Marketing Strategies Around Major Events. I like that. I also like the idea of using somebody else's major event and piggybacking off of that. I don't know if that is ethical or not, but you might want to take the class and find out, ask about it. Because sometimes people go to other people's events and then they, pass their business card around. They try to be cool about it, and that might be okay as long as you're not trying to actively compete with the people who paid to set up tables and that sort of thing. But anyway, learn how to do this. Amplify your brand, creating marketing strategies around major events. That will be at 1 o'clock. It's a 1-hour seminar or webinar, and that is hosted by SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives. And I thought I saw another one for today. Oh, here's another one. This one will also be on Zoom. It's at 5:30. Business planning and marketing strategy for startups. Got to market. You got to do the marketing. Now, advertising is where you pay money to bring attention to yourself and your business. Marketing doesn't necessarily take money. So keep in mind, there's a difference between marketing and advertising. For example, real quick, so I remember reading that, look up guerrilla marketing, not gorilla like monkey, like the Spanish word for, I think guerra is war in Spanish. And I guess the way we use guerrilla, we kind of stole one of the Spanish words. And it's more like being like a low-cost competitor, so to speak. So anyway, I remember reading in this book about guerrilla marketing that this flower shop wanted to promote their business. And instead of just taking out an ad, I mean, anybody can take out an ad, but they were more clever. They had found out that someone did a heroic deed. This is years ago. I can't even remember what it was. Someone, in doing a heroic deed, got hurt and was hospitalized. This person saved someone's life in some kind of way. Maybe they pushed him out of the traffic before a car hit him or something. So anyway, they were hospitalized. And so what the flower shop did, they gathered together some flowers that were just on the verge of being old, but not quite. And they gathered them up, picked the best looking flowers of the bunch, and put out a press release saying that they were going to honor this person who saved someone's life. So they put out the press release that we're going to be giving a big flower bouquet to John Smith, who saved a child's life earlier this week, and he's at county hospital, whatever. And so they brought attention to themselves doing something nice for somebody else. It didn't cost anything, and it brought them some new business. And it didn't cost them anything in that these were flowers that were not quite old enough to look bad, but maybe too old to use for a paid event like a wedding or whatever. So that's marketing. And I think things like that are really clever. And also the person loved getting the flowers. So, hey. Okay. So that is going to be today. I think let's see. Okay. And then their next class won't be until next week. All righty. Now let's hop on over to the health page, to your health. And today is Tuesday, which means the health program is underway. But first, let's look for the blood drives. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's look for the blood drives. There we are. Let's look for the American Red Cross. Let's see if they have any blood drives. They do. Okay, so in 5 minutes, they're setting up probably right now. So the American Red Cross has a crew at Chick-fil-A. So donate blood and get lunch. That sounds pretty cool, actually. So Chick-fil-A, the one on Hillsborough Road, 3429 Hillsborough Road, it says look for the bus. The American Red Cross will be there from 12:30 until 5. And like I said, you can donate blood and literally save lives. And like I said, while you're there, pick up some lunch. Why not? Now let's check with Blood Connection. They do the same thing. Let's see if they have a blood drive going on. And they do. Oh, they have 2 blood drives. Oh, one ends in 5 minutes. But let me tell you about the second one. So Blood Connection, they're at the YMCA downtown, 218 West Morgan Street. And they will be there from 2 until 5:30. So you can know about that. And then tomorrow morning, they'll have a crew at the Duke BME PhD Student Association in the Bryan Research Center, 101 Coal Pile Drive. And they will be there from 11 until 4. All right. Now let me scroll down to the health program, Healthy Equipment Loan Program. I talk about them every week, and it's a county program. They accept donations of things that can help you in the bathroom and around the house, like walkers, with and without seats, with and without wheels. Wheelchairs, which are very expensive. Canes, crutches, things to help you around the house. Shower chairs, tub transfer benches. And tub transfer benches are really helpful if you're in a wheelchair or if your loved one's in a wheelchair. So they could switch over from the wheelchair into the tub. So I'm not sure exactly how it works, but it sounds like an excellent idea. So you can, if you have something like what I just mentioned, if you have any of these items at home, you're not using them anymore, or you just don't need them, go ahead and donate them. The help program is at 4206 North Roxborough Street, and they're open 2 days a week. They're open on Tuesdays 10 to 2, and then Fridays 1 until 5. Now, what do they do with these items? They take these donations, they clean them up and repair as necessary, and then they loan them out to people for 90 days at a time, which is super great. No money exchanges hands. They're just trying to help people. Because they are well aware, and I found out the hard way, how much these items cost. Wheelchairs, I found out, cost hundreds of dollars. Depending on what kind of wheelchair it is, they're very expensive. So to be able to borrow one for 3 months sounds really good, especially if maybe you were injured, you're getting out of the hospital, maybe someone's going to visit, you and they're elderly or whatever, and you want to help them out by having everything that they need at your house while they're visiting with you, or whatever. Like in my case with my aunt, I was able to get a wheelchair. I didn't know about the help program, but I was able to rent a wheelchair for a month instead of purchasing one. And that was good because this was at the very end, the very, very end of her life. And she needed a wheelchair at the very end. So if you're in that circumstance where, you know it's the end, then you just might want to borrow one. And if you need it for longer than 90s, then you can give them a call and say, can I have it for another 90? And if no one else needs it, they'll probably say, yeah, go ahead. No worries. So anyway, check it out. The Health Equipment Loan Program, again, 4206 North Roxborough Street. Okay, let's go to the top of the page. Let's click on the big blue Health Events button. And let's see if there are any events I need to announce that are health related. With today being the 19th. Going on right now, Mind Body Approaches to Coping with Cancer. That's going on right now. They use the same link every month. So if you meant to attend this class and you forgot, then you can hop over there if you have the link. They'll be meeting until 12:45, another 15 minutes. Also meeting right now, the Long-Term Care Partner Support Group for those who have loved ones living in long-term care. They're meeting right now as well until 1:15. Again, they reuse that same link. So if you have the link and you're like, oh, I didn't know that was today, you can hop over there now and then watch the rest of Bull City Hangout later. I don't mind that at all. Now tonight, White Rock Baptist Church and the Duke Dementia Family Support Program, they're going to be co-hosting the Dementia Caregiver Support Group meeting online. That's going to be tonight at 7. So you can call the phone number that I've listed to get more information. You could also get the Zoom link from White Rock's website. I've got the link right there. You don't have to worry. But this is really great because people who are taking care of folks with Alzheimer's and dementia can get together and share ideas, support each other, share some tips, etc., etc. Because it's very isolating. Ask how I know. So yeah, check it out, the Dementia Caregiver Support Group at 7. Also happening tonight, 7:30 until 8:30, a virtual meeting of Parenting with Cancer. These are parents, guardians, and grandparents of kids and teens with cancer. So it's a very, again, isolating, probably scary, and very challenging. So you can get together as a support group, and like I just said with the other group, you can share ideas, get some support, be it emotional. You need that too. And get some tips and also some resources, much needed resources. So that's going to be today from 7:30 until 8:30. Now tomorrow at noon there's going to be a virtual class, Daughters Concerned for Aging Relatives Support Group. I don't think you have to literally be a daughter, but someone caring for an aging relative with different issues, whatever they are, so you can meet together online from noon until 1. This is also another Duke program. Alrighty. And now let's go to the Durham Center for Senior Life, which is at 406 Rigsby Avenue. Great place to hang out if you're 55 plus. So let's see what they have on offer today. Today's Tuesday, so this afternoon, let's see. Now they're open late today. They're open until 7. Which is super great, especially if you're a 9 to 5er. That means you have a place to stop by before going home. You can work those work day frustrations out of your system by working out or whatever. And the nice thing about it, you don't have to join an expensive gym. I don't know if they're all expensive, but it's free at the Durham Center for Senior Life. They have all those machines. They've got the bouncy ball things. They have the arm thing machines. They've got the walking and the all the workout stuff. And I think they have the free weights, and I don't know what they have, other things, but if you want to work out, that's the place. Okay, let's see what else they have. The crocheting club is meeting right now until 2:30. They'll be playing pinochle all afternoon, literally. Let's see, bingo size at 1. It's bingo and exercise. How about that? They put the two together. Quilt making at 1. Arthritis Foundation exercise program at 2:15. Kings in the Corner, that's another card game. You can play that all afternoon. DCSL band practice. Yes, they have a band. You can watch them rehearse in the theater at 2. Women's pool at 4 in the recreation room. Yes, they have a pool table. I mean, women can play at any time, but it's women only on Tuesdays from 4 until 4:45. Now, tomorrow morning, they're going to have muscle pump at 8:40. You see the red FB there, which means this particular activity will be live on the Durham Center for Senior Life Facebook page. So if you can't get out of bed and get dressed that early, then you can participate via Facebook. French 1 class is at 10. Total body workout at 10. That's also on Facebook. Quick drawing class at 10. Ping pong at 10. Hispanic Heritage Group from 10 until 2. Fun activities in Spanish. And then learn and play pinochle at 12:30. I guess enough people were watching folks play and wanting to learn, so they start a class. So that's going to be tomorrow, 12:30 until 4. And I'm sure the class doesn't really last that long. I'm guessing that you drop in and they'll show you how to play, because I can't imagine a class being several hours long. They should list dominoes because people are playing dominoes there every day. But anyway, that's very informal. It's not a class. It's just that you might want to just go, and you'll see people playing dominoes. You just drop right on in. They're very friendly. Just drop right on in. Now, let's check for the special events for this week. Let's see. Ooh, 5 minutes ago, staff from the Durham History Museum, they're making their Durham history presentation right now, 12:30 until 1:30 in the volunteer room. And they'll be talking about their new Research Triangle Park exhibit. I need to check that out because when I was a little kid visiting Durham is my mom's hometown, we had cousin Janie and cousin Omega, and they had a farm where IBM is now. And they kept offering them more and more money. They kept saying no because they were elderly by the time they moved. Because I remember cousin Omega, last time I saw him, he couldn't even sit up. I think he was that sick. But anyway, they got a bunch of money because they wanted to buy them. They were desperate. They bought everything on this side of the farm. They bought everything on this side of the farm, but they wanted to put it together. And they finally paid cousin Jenny and Omega a pretty large amount of money. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, and David's saying, I miss playing chicken foot. Dave? Is that a card game? What is that? Chicken foot. Let us know. I think some of us, I don't think it's just me. I think other folks watching are wondering, what on earth? I miss playing chicken foot. Dave, let us know what that is. It sounds like a fun game. Well, the only thing I know about chickens is that they're aggressive. Because on TV, they look so, you always see them just clucking around and laying eggs and being very peaceful and nice. And then you see them in person and they're nipping at your ankles and they're chasing after you and they're being really aggressive. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, I had to ask the Domino's people at the senior center if they've heard of that. It's Domino's with colored dominoes. It's a variant. Wait a minute. Colored domino? Oh, that's different. Because when I was being taught how to use dominoes last week, I think they were all like a beige colored or off-white. I didn't see the colored ones. I'm gonna ask. Let me write that down. Chicken foot dominoes. Chicken foot dominoes. Oh, that is hilarious. Thank you, Dave, for that. I'm going to ask them if they know about it. Because they did tell me that there's different ways. In fact, when I was hanging out last week and they taught me how to play, they said it was Mexican dominoes that they were playing. So I don't know. They were matching the different dots and I don't know, starting trains, and it's an interesting game. The reason I'm doing air quotes with that phrase, learning how to play. It was I can't say I know how to play dominoes. I think it's an ongoing learning process, because to me it was kind of difficult. It was kind of difficult. I mean, I started catching on, but there's some little rules in there that were kind of surprising. But chicken for okay. Now, I'm looking for the special events at the Senior Center for today. Let's see. Oh, the Grief Support Group. They meet today from 1 until 2 in the classroom, where you can get caring support. You can learn how to process your grief after experiencing a loss. Some people take to drinking and doing that sort of thing. That doesn't help. It only makes you more depressed. Getting caring support and having a support group around you, I think, is much better than drinking and getting, knocking yourself out and that sort of thing. Yeah, and grief doesn't have to be always someone who died. It can be the little ones flying the what is it? Flying the coop, the roost, whatever the nest, whatever the phrase is. But yeah, the young folks going off on their own, that can make you grieve their. You're longing for the days when they were little tiny kids and you were needed, so to speak. Also, there's grieving when you lose a job, because that changes your lifestyle. You're suffering from lack of financial wellness. That can create a grieving process. Any change that disrupts your life in a negative way can cause you to grieve. So it doesn't have to be just death. So I shouldn't say just, but you know what I mean. So the Grief Support Group will be meeting in the classroom from 1 until 2. And they'll probably also give you some resources as well, because you want to stay away from the harmful substances, because sometimes you get hooked on that stuff and then you turn around and it's 10 years later and you're like, what happened? Dave is saying, agreed. Indeed. Yeah, staying healthy is so important. And as we get older, we have more to grieve about sometimes, because we lose more and more people. And yeah, being able to deal with it in a healthy way is really important as you get older, because you're not here forever. I'm just saying. Okay, now tomorrow they're offering free notary services. So if you have a document that needs to be notarized, take it over there. I think they want you to sign up. Yeah, you have to register. Set a little appointment by calling 919-688-8247. And, extension 104. This will be taking place in Office 216, which is the first office as you come in from the parking lot on the right. So free notary services tomorrow, and that will be from 9:30 until 11. Also happening tomorrow, Painting with Police is back. Yes, so you can socialize and paint with police officers. It's also a low-key way to talk to the police, in case there's something on your mind and you don't want to alert certain people or whatever. Sometimes people bring their grievances or questions or queries to the PAC meeting, the Partners Against Crime meeting, which happens once a month in the 5 different districts of Durham. But sometimes you don't want everybody to hear what you've got to ask or tell the police. So maybe Painting with Police might be kind of a low-key way to casually kind of test the waters and talk about whatever's on your mind. So that's going to be tomorrow, 12:30 until 3, but you do have to register. They only let like a dozen people or so in because they have to provide the paintbrushes and the canvases and all that. So call and register at extension 110. Also happening tomorrow is the AARP meeting. They meet once a month at the Durham Center for Senior Life. Tomorrow's the day, and that will be from 2 until 3 in the theater, just to let you know. Alrighty. Now, oh wait, let me check JFK, because JFK Towers is now a satellite, an activity satellite of the Durham Center for Senior Life. They have activities going on Mondays through Fridays, 8:30 until like 2-ish. And like tomorrow, for example, let's see, coffee and community at 8:30, waffles and trivia at 9:30, mindfulness and stretch at 10:30, congregate meal, which is lunch, at 11:30, and then movie time or arts and crafts at 12:30. And let me see if they have any special events going on. They're going to have a class in belly dancing tomorrow at JFK Towers, which, by the way, is 4900 North Roxborough Street. So, belly dance class. So, it's a fitness as you shimmy class, as I described it. That will be tomorrow at 10:30. And, of course, it is free. All right. Let's not forget the Little River Senior Center. They're independent. They're at 8305 North Roxborough Road in Bahama. So this is for people who live like far north. You can go to any of these senior centers. I mean, they're all free. But if you live far north and it's been quite the drive to go downtown, then, and of course, now the JFK is there, with it being 4900, I would say it's right in the middle, because Little River is 8300 North. So maybe you don't want to drive even that far. So you just go to Little River if you're living in Bahama or Rougemont or anywhere far north, far northern Durham County. They have activities too from 8:30 until like 2-ish in what used to be Little River School, which means they have access to the gymnasium, and you can bring your basketball and just play all you want. All you want. They have activities like guitar lessons, bingo size, bass guitar lessons, walking club. They have free lunch at 11:30, so check them out as well too. Alrighty, let us go to, let's go to the Let's Go page. Yeah, let's go to the calendar of events page. Let's see what's on the docket for the Bull City. Scrolling down to May 19th. Oh, the grocery giveaway just started 15 minutes ago. New Visions of Africa restaurant. They're giving away food right now. So if you are in need, if you're struggling, you need some food for yourself, your family, your grandkids, head over there now. They'll be there for a couple of hours. And the address is 1306 Fayetteville Street. If you're on the bus, it's the 5 or the 5K. But if you're driving, go ahead and park in the W.D. Hill Recreation Center parking lot. They don't mind at all. They're next door neighbors. Keep in mind, though, you will not be able to turn right there where W.D. Hill is. You have to go down to where Stanford Warren Library is and turn on Umstead and go around, because they're repairing the streets, and I think they're putting new pipes or something. So that street is totally blocked off. I forgot the name of the street. But you know what I mean. Go down to Umstead and then go around, and you should be able to get there. Okay, Bragtown Baptist Church, they're having their children's clothing closet giveaway. That's going to be this afternoon from 4 until 6. Now, each family can only go once per season. So if you haven't gone yet, you're struggling, you've got little kids and whatnot. If you haven't gone yet this spring, this year, then head over there from 4 until 6. You can get several outfits for your children. You can get new underwear, new socks. So that should be really nice. Again, that's from 4 until 6 this afternoon. The Glass Jog Run Club, they'll be meeting right before 6 in the Parkwood Ballpark, 5200 Revere Road. And then you can join them. They're going to have a 2-mile walk, or you might want to choose to take part in the 5K jog and run. It ends at the Glass Jug Beer Lab, 5410 Highway 55. It's very casual. Strollers are welcome. Dogs are welcome. So, yeah, they're not trying to compete for anything. They're just trying to get some fresh air and to promote wellness. So they'll be running from like 6 until 8-ish. Wheels Durham at 715 North Hoover Road. They're hosting free dinner skate night. That is tonight, 6 until 8:30. So this is roller skating and free dinner. So admission for skaters is $15. And not only does that include the skate rental, it also includes a slice of cheese pizza and a small drink. How about that? Non-skaters who are just there to watch their kids, they pay $4. Okay, the Black and Brown Ballet class is at the Hayti Heritage Center from 6:30 until 8. That's on the corner of Fayetteville and Lakewood. The class fee is $10, and you can learn traditional ballet technique. So this is for beginning and intermediate ballet dancers. Harris Beverages, they host the Durham Toastmasters meeting where you can practice or learn how to do public speaking. I would include being online on camera. I would include that because it could be just as scary for those who aren't used to it as being in front of talking in front of your class or house of faith or whatever, or people in general, politicians, whatever. So that's going to be tonight. Durham Toastmasters meet in person at, where is it? There it is, 1305 Hillsborough Road, which is Harris Beverages. If you can't make it in person, just attend via Zoom. Got the Zoom link for you right there. And if you're going to Hillsborough Road, it says here to turn between the hot dog and Wendy's. There you go. High-strung violins and guitars, they host the Irish Learning Jam at Black Knoll Memorial Presbyterian Church, which is right around the block from them or down the street, 1902 Perry Street in the community room from 6:30 until 8. It's free. People get together and play some great Irish music, some jigs, some reels, etc. Now, they do say that it would be ideal if you're comfortable playing in the keys of G, D, and A major, and also E minor. Now, if you're like me and you play by ear, then as long as you're able to hang in there, they will welcome you. And even if you can't hang in there, it's a learning jam. I mean, they're not expecting you to be stage ready. They're not looking for that. So I also have a link. I have a link for more information, and I'm also pointing out that the store is on Markham Avenue, but the event is at Black Knoll, the church at 1902 Perry Street. Aldersgate United Methodist Church, they have their weekly community pickleball. That's going to be tonight, 6:30 until 8:30. Head over to the big building where the gym is. The address is 1320 Umstead Road. That's Umstead Road on the north side of town. It's free, and minors are only welcome if they're with their parent or legal guardian. The Tuesday Blues Jam, that's from 7 until 10 at the Blue Note Grill downtown at 709 Washington Street. Now, if you play guitar or bass, you don't have to worry about lugging your amp in there. You just use one of their amps. I think that's very generous. So once you get there, maybe you want to find a good seat. It is free admission. Maybe order a little something because I know they'd appreciate that being a restaurant. And then once you hear them start to play, you might say, oh, I think I can hang with these guys. Go ahead and sign up, hop on stage, and join in as they play the blues. You can dance too. They don't mind if you get up and dance. Now, High Strung, they're going to host the Classic Country Honky Tonk Jam also at Black Knoll Memorial Presbyterian Church, 1902 Perry Street. That's going to be later tonight, 8:30 until 10. And they're saying that a piano will be available for you, and also singers are invited to join in. It's totally free. Near beginners are welcome. And if you can read chord charts, they will have them there for you. And if you don't know quite how to use them, they'll teach you how to read cord charts. And I think those are the charts that have the like the six strings drawn out. If you play, I mean, for guitars, the six strings drawn out with the dots showing where your fingers go. So I think that's the charts that they're referring to. But anyway, that's going to be tonight, 8:30 until 10. Now tomorrow, Bell Yeager Free Will Baptist Church will have a food giveaway for people in need from 10 until noon at 128 East Cornwallis Road. Catholic Charities, they host the Durham Community Food Pantry in the Lakewood Shopping Center, 2020 Chapel Hill Road. And you can only go once a month, though. You speak to the social worker once you get in, and then let them know if you can't have dairy or pork as they put together a week's worth of groceries for you. They also have diapers there, so if you're taking care or have a little one needs diapers, or a big person who needs like the Depends type diapers, then they have those. They have all the different sizes, the newborns up to toddler sizes, and then the big ones for adults. So don't be ashamed to ask, because they have boxes full of these things. So so you get your food, and you get your diapers, and you'll be good to go. They have other things that they give away too. I can never tell you what they're going to be. It's different every week. People are always donating things to Catholic Charities. I remember one week they had all these bags of charcoal for grilling. So obviously somebody wanted to give away a bunch of charcoal. So sometimes they have rollaway suitcases. And I suggest if you have a rollaway luggage, donate it to Catholic Charities if you don't need it anymore, because sometimes people are there, people are already struggling. I mean, if they're there to get food, they're struggling. And sometimes they don't have a car. Sometimes they're on the bus. I see people, their bikes, they're trying to put bags of food on the handlebars. So having a rollaway luggage is really helpful, because I have seen people put the food in the luggage and then they roll the luggage up to, the bus stop or home if they live close enough. So if you could help out by getting rid of your old, in fact, I think I have two. I gave away my purple bag. And I think I have a blue one. And I think I have my old one that I used back in the 80s. It's like maroon. And it's still sitting in my third bedroom. Let me write that down. I need to I've been talking about it. Every time I mention this, I mention these luggages. So luggage because I shouldn't be talking about it every time I see this and not do it. Let me circle it. Okay. There you go. All right. What else is happening? Let's see. Oh, Hub RTP. They have their weekly outdoor lunchtime concert series. It's called Shuffle, and they have all these different acts on at 11:30. They play for a couple of hours during lunch. You can sit outdoors, enjoy the great music. I'm sure food trucks will be there, or you can just bring your own lunch. You can do that as well. So the band tomorrow will be Mellow Swells, and they will be playing indie rock, R&B, and electronic music. There you go. So that is it for the events and announcements. And now, let's look at the weather. I didn't know it was this hot already. It's 80, doesn't even, well, I shouldn't say it doesn't feel like 89. I've got my ceiling fan on right over me. But yes, 89 degrees right now. It's going to be sunny all afternoon. Okay, sunset is at 8:17. Not bad, not bad. So it's going up to 92. I don't know if that breaks any records, but it's pretty early for it to be in the 90s already. But yeah, it's 89 going up to 92. I love that. Wind gusts up to 12 miles per hour. Now tomorrow it's going to be 93. Whoa, and sunny. Now it looks like the rest of the week, looks like chances of rain are like 90 and 80%. So Thursday 89, rainy. Friday 73 and rainy. Saturday 81 and rainy. Sunday 84 and rainy. Looking ahead for the first couple of days of next week, rainy, 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 rainy. Every day rainy. There you go. So it's going to be rainy. With the temperatures are going to go up and down though. So It's not going to be in the 90s next week. It'll only be in the 80s. So, oh, here's the thing. I'm not going to be here next week. Here's the deal. This is my last show of the week because tomorrow I'll be winging my way to Oklahoma. Oh, Dave is saying, oh, gotta love this weather. And that intro. Thanks, Dave. That's one of my little Brazilian tunes that I wrote. Yes, that's me trying to play music. I appreciate that, Dave. So, yeah, so I'm heading to Boley, Oklahoma. Boley, Oklahoma was one of maybe about 12 or so black frontier towns right after slavery, maybe a generation after slavery. Some people decided just give black people some land and let them govern themselves. So people came from the deep south in droves on their way looking for opportunities, looking to escape bad conditions in the deep south. And they ended up in Oklahoma. My grandmother and great-grandmother went to Boley from Alabama, Talladega, Alabama. And they lived there for a little while. I don't know how long. They were in the Chicago area by the time my dad was born in 1925. So I don't know when they left Alabama. I don't know, but they were in Boley for a little while. So I'm going to go to Boley and see if they left any trace in terms of records when I go to the court building. I suspect that my great-grandmother might have gotten married in Boley. I'm just going to see. I'm going to attend the fun events because every year, Boley, again, it's a black frontier town. It's a whole different life. I mean, it's Oklahoma. It's cowboys and that sort of thing. They have a rodeo every year. It's like a big family reunion. Of course, Boley is nothing like it was back when my grandmother and great-grandmother lived there 100 years ago. But, so it's like, as people moved for more opportunities, the city kind of, it's not shut down. I mean, it's still there. But yeah, it's nothing like, I mean, they have their own electric company, they have their own bank and grocery stores and all that, schools, of course. And I think my great-grandmother might have taught there. I know she was a teacher when she moved to Indiana and Chicago. So anyway, they have a big rodeo. They have a big, like a block party. Of course, there's going to be some grilling involved, barbecue. They have, I'll be checking out their community garden. And they have a parade. So everything, the big day is Saturday. It starts with the parade. Then they have like a block party and a car show. And then the rodeo, which lasts until, I don't know how long it lasts. I know it's at night. So it'll start around or right before sunset. And then it'll go into the night. And yeah, it's going to be so exciting. I cannot wait. So early tomorrow morning, I'll be flying into Will Rogers International Airport. And let's see. And then, no, first I go to Dallas-Fort Worth, switch planes, and then fly into OKC, Oklahoma City. And then I'll be renting a car. They don't do I don't think I could afford to do Uber because we're talking about the wild open plains. So the hotel is maybe half hour or so from the airport, and then Boley is like 45 minutes from the hotel. And we're just talking about wide open spaces. It's going to be wild. As a Chicago girl, it's going to be wild for me to be in a place like Oklahoma. I cannot wait. It's a whole different life. And Dave is saying, sounds like a hoot, buddy. Hope you find out some info and have some fun. I'm going to hopefully do both. Well, I know I'm going to have fun. But I hope I can get some info, too, because if they left a trace in terms of census information, or if I find like a marriage certificate or teaching license certificate or something, that would be super awesome. That would be great. At the very least, I'll buy some t-shirts and eat some Q. Of course, I'll be checking out, being from Chicago, I'm pretty serious about my barbecue. very serious indeed. And I don't know if they let beginners ride horses. I might ride a horse. I mean, I don't know. I did see on YouTube where they were letting people, like they'd walk alongside them and not let the horse like run away and start galloping all over the place. But if they have that this year where I can hop on a horse and ride a horse, as a Girl Scout, I rode a horse maybe a couple of times back when I was a little kid. So yeah, that would be fun to ride on a horse. Man, that would be so fun. So the rodeo is going to be fun. I mean, they do all the things that you see on YouTube and TV with the rope and the tying the feet and the running around the barrels, and what else do they do? I don't know if they have the clowns that. I think the clowns antagonize the animals on purpose, and then you chase them and throw a rope around their horns. I don't know. Anyway, if they do any, I'll be doing some videos, so you get to see. So yeah. Dave is saying, it's so little. What is that? Smiley face. It's probably a cowboy hat. It's probably a cowboy hat. It's so little I can't really see, but I think it's probably a cowboy hat. Thank you, Dave. So if you know anything about that cowboy life, let me know, Dave, because this is going to be really, really exciting for me. And it'll probably be my one and done, like once in a lifetime trip. I've been wanting to go to Boli for years. So I wanted my sister to go with me, but she can't make it. But I'll just do it by myself, and I'll take some pictures. I'll be doing some videos. I'll be interviewing people. I met the town historian, retired Judge Henrietta Hicks. Ideally, I'll be hanging out with her, interviewing her. She's on the Historical Society board of the county and all that, so she's giving me advice already. We met over the phone. I had the nerve to call her, and she's very, very nice. She's 92 years old, so can't wait to meet her and hang out with her. And so that means I will not be doing Bull City Hangout while I'm in Oklahoma. I already read that the internet it's rural Oklahoma. They said don't expect good internet. Even in the hotel, it might be a little spotty. So I'm not even going to take my laptop, which means I will not be updating the Durham Skywriter. I'll try to update as much as I can. I've been updating, ahead of the game all week. So hopefully everything will be pretty much caught up in the Skywriter. And what else? So I won't be doing the show until, let's see, I'll get back. Whoa. Let's see. Monday's Memorial Day. I won't be doing the show either okay. So the next time you'll see my face, unless I get good internet and I can do some live streaming, which should be super fun to show some rodeo on live streaming. If I could do that, that would be so awesome. But anyway, so I would say that you will next see my face on Tuesday, May 26th. Yeah. So I won't be seeing you for a little while. I hope you can survive without me. I know you can't quite easily. So enjoy the week. Enjoy this beautiful weather because, I know it's going to be raining. So I would say what you might want to do, especially if you're looking after old folks or older folks, to see if you can do as much shopping as possible today. And because it looks like it's going to be raining all week. I mean, every day it says from 60 to 80 to 90% chance of rain every single day. So, yeah. So, anyway, and Dave is saying, I'm glad you're getting out there. Mark it off the list, buddy. Have fun and be safe. Fist bump. Thank you, Dave. Sometimes, when you're a kid or when you're a young adult, you think of things that you really want to do. This is one of those things. I've been wanting to go to Boli ever since I don't even know for how long. it just seems like this a place I always wanted to go. So yeah, so we'll see. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun. I do understand that Bowley's going to have challenging weather because I think they're having tornadoes right now just north of Bowley. So let me check. Let me check the weather of Bowley. Let's see. Okay, so ooh, it's only 62 right now in Bowley. It was like 90 or whatever. So today, thunderstorms, high of 79. Tomorrow, thunderstorms, high of 72. So it's not going to be that hot, which is okay. So I think I might not have too much to worry about. It looks like it's going to be thunderstorming all day, every day. And judging by the YouTube videos, people were walking in real mud, for real mud. I mean, so I will not be wearing my nice sneakers. I have some rain boots. I think I'll be living in my rain boots for the few days that I will be in Bowley, because it looks like thunderstorms all day. Amazing. Anyway, but Judge Hicks said they've never been rained out. They've never been tornadoed out. So apparently it will stop raining by the time the rodeo will start, because that's the way history is. Sometimes things just work out that way, and I'm gonna do a thumbs up and hope that it'll work out that way too for the rodeo. So anyway, have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week, ideally on Tuesday. So with that, and thanks, Dave, for your kind words. And who else was here? I think William was here. Scopy was here as well. So hope all of you have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Ciao for now.